Live. I think we are live, guys. Yeah, we are. Let's get this over here and then get the people in the house. Get to see you guys. Yeah, look at that. We are live. I think we are live, guys. Yeah, we are. Let's get this. Look at that. I had the TV on. Need to remute that thing, guys. You need to mute that thing. Yeah, we are live, guys. Come on in. Come on into the chats. I got it working on my restream finally. And we're going to have a good show today. We are going to have a good show and welcome back. Y'all already know what time it is. Come on in and check in and let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I want to know what city, what state you guys are tuning in from. And let me give you guys a quick update on my last week and how that all went because it was a very productive week, guys. It was a very productive week. Let me give you guys a last week recap. And I want to start with my W-2 job, guys. I had some strong conversations with my sales reps. We pushed some deals forward. Today is the last day of the quarter for us. So you already know that is a busy time in our company. It's the last day of the quarter. But what I would tell you is this. Ever since I changed companies, the last day of the quarter hasn't been that busy for me because of the fact that we forecast right. We forecast accurate. And we're making sure that everything is done before the last day. And we got some things that are going to spill into the night, small things, but I don't need to be on the phone all day. At my previous job, guys, if the last day of the quarter was today, I wouldn't even be able to do a live stream. That's how crazy it is. But ultimately, we are building momentum on key accounts for the second half of the year. We already know it's tomorrow is July 1st. The second half of the year starts tomorrow. So that's what's going on with my W-2 job. I got a program that I'm actually going to be launching pretty soon. And this is where this is where I'm spending a lot of my time. My priority is on this new career pivot program. And I sourced 25 new leads through Sales Navigator and recorded a whole bunch of personalized outreach messages for these 25 new leads. So that means 25 new leads I had to source, then I had to create 25 videos. And my goal is to do that every single day. 25 new leads, 25 videos per day. Rinse and repeat. And this is how I'm going to scale the coaching program. That's what's on the agenda, man. And then for content creation, you guys already probably see it. You look at the YouTube videos, published 2 videos, went live last week. That's 3 pieces of content. I published and I recorded another one. One of them took me about 20. Well, one of them is 23 minutes, but it took me over an hour to get it right, guys. One of the things about content, especially when it comes down to educational content, um, as much as you want to make it feel authentic, you have to you have to put a lot of effort into it. And that's why people say YouTube is hard. It's because you have to put a lot of effort into it, meaning you have to do your research. You have to be able to speak to it. You have to learn it. You have to know it in order for you to feel confident, in order for other people to think that you know what you're talking about, the conviction that you have. And you only get that conviction when you really know what you're talking about. So I recorded a 23-minute long video. My editor got it, and it took over an hour to get it right, but I'm glad that I got it done. I had to do it in like two sessions. I'm like over 2 days because of how I like to record sometimes. I like to batch record, but there's times where you just need to get up and walk away in order for you to get it right. And one of the days I didn't drink enough water. So my brain just wasn't functioning the right way. And that's the thing when you record a lot of the times too, you will see how you are responding to the words that you are speaking. And if it isn't processing in your brain, you got to step away and walk away, man. And that's what I had to do a couple times. But I also got the Patreon post ready. I cleaned up the Discord channels for the Patreon folks. I prepped for Monday's newsletter, and the system is starting to flow. I feel like right now, guys, that I am in a very productive state in my life. I am in a very productive state in my life. The last 6 months have been probably some of the best 6 months that I've had in probably about 2 or 3 years. So that's what's going on with me from the content creation standpoint, from the family and faith. I made time to show up for my family. Did church yesterday, did brunch, played catch with my boy who's starting baseball, took my daughter and my boy to the basketball court, spent time with the unstuck group, my men's group. You gotta have a men's group. You gotta have your ladies group. Learning how to balance, and it's not just balance, it's really finding the priorities because a lot of times people always talk about this whole work-life balance stuff. It's not just balance, it's the priority that you have put on certain things. And sometimes people just have the wrong priorities. They put priorities over their family, they put work over their family, they put sports over their family. And that's just not the right way to do it. And last but not least, I want to update you guys on my MacBook Pro. I'm loving this thing, man. I'm loving this thing. The speed of this thing, the screen, the performance, it's made a huge difference in my content workflow. Probably one of the best business moves that I've made this year itself. So I am glad that I got a Mac. Many of you guys recommended it for a long time. I'm a Windows guy, and I do think a new Windows computer could have given me that same sort of benefit. But there's something about the battery life on this thing where I can just unplug and sit for 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and still be at 73%. You don't do that on the Windows. You don't do that on the Windows at all. And here's something that I'll share with you guys from a mindset perspective. And I was thinking about this, reflecting, because I'm in a new place. And I would also tell you guys this: it is important to leave your environment for a week or two to reflect and to see how good you have it and the progress that you overall and that you're making in your life. So right now I'm in Wisconsin for the summer. I'm very productive still, although I am not on my daily routine of getting up at 3:30 in the morning and doing that normal stuff that I did in Texas. I'm breaking up the routine now. I get up at 6, get a little bit more sleep, go to the gym at 6:30, and my day starts at that point in time, but I'm still productive. But what I would say is that I rather end my day tired from doing work with purpose than to be well rested with nothing to show for it. And when I say that, I mean every step, every late night, every video, every call that I have, every phone call, every coaching call. It's all about building towards a bigger vision, making this thing blow up. That's what it's about. That is what it's about for me. Anyway, that's my update for you guys. I want to know from you guys. I want to hear from you guys in the chats. What's the most secure job that you thought that you can never be touched by layoffs? Tell me that. What's the most secure job that you thought could never be touched by layoffs? Whether it's your job that you have right now, whether it's jobs that you thought was going to be the next big thing, let me know. Drop it in the chat. I'm curious what y'all think is safe these days. Because we're going to talk about layoffs. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. But I want to know what you guys think is safe. Like, what is a job that you think that could never be touched by layoffs? Leave it in the chat. Leave it in the chat. Let's see who's in the house right now. We got Trisha in the house. She said, hydrate, please. I know I need to hydrate. you know, you got to hydrate. You are absolutely right, Trisha. You have to hydrate. It's important. Corey Reynolds, good to see you, my man. Damien says, good, nice shirt, Mr. Wade. I appreciate it, brother. Good to see you, brother Damien. Brother Damien in the house, man. Can't wait to see you guys when we get back to Texas, my man. Long time, long time, long time. That's family right there, guys. Brother Damien is family. NC Realtor, good to see you in the house. Melissa English, she's coming to us from Ormond Beach, Florida. Love it. Jay Price is coming to us from Charlotte. And Charlotte is booming. I love Charlotte. I absolutely love Charlotte. We're probably going to do Thanksgiving in Charlotte again this year, or either it's going to be Atlanta. But last time we had Thanksgiving in Charlotte, it was fantastic. I love the city. I love where it's going. I love the vibe of Charlotte. It's just a good overall flow. So you are in a nice place, Jay Prince. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Trisha says being a correctional officer. Oh man. That is a job, Trisha, that may not be impacted by layoffs. That's a good one. I like that one. Struggle Security say software engineers. I thought they were safe until now. That's true. That is true. Software engineers right now, I got to say, a lot of them are safe, But the junior software engineers and entry-level software engineers who don't have a lot of experience, they aren't safe because the majority of those machines that we have, guys, man, they can do the work for you. They can do the work. They can do the work for other people. So, guys, that's the energy that I'm bringing today because we're going to be talking about, a whole bunch of things about jobs and how job layoffs can impact your career. We're going to be talking about your income strategy because you need to have an income strategy. You need to be doing things that's going to ultimately set you up for the future. You need to be doing things that's outside of work. It's 6 o'clock right now, and I'm on here making a whole bunch of money. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. So you need to be doing the exact same thing, and we're going to tell you why in this live stream today. Okay? So it's Monday, June the 30th, and this is season 2, episode 25. And I really appreciate you guys for locking in and pulling up on me. Today's stream might change how you think about your income strategy. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. We're talking, that real game. We're talking a real talk about money. We're talking about opportunity today. And I will tell you like this. I had a couple recent coaching calls. I had a coaching call with a young woman who's in Maryland. She's looking to get into the AI and cybersecurity space. The demand, it's out there. She's seeing it firsthand. We're seeing it firsthand. I'm going to be talking about it as well. I also talked to a client who's been doing Task Rabbit on the weekends while job searching. It's another way that you can make money. It's another way that you can have another stream of income. You're going to hear about it today as well. So, guys, make sure that you are tuning in so that you know additional ways that you can make money. Okay. AI, income stacking. This is all the future. This is all what it's about. I'm using AI every single day. If I was to show you my screen, you'll see that I have about 4 or 5 AI tools that I use on a constant basis. It's on my web browser. It's just what it is. It's part of who I am as a person now. It's integrated in everything that I do. But in today's show, we're going to be talking about we're going to be hitting 3 points, okay? AI and how it's creating millionaires, but only for the people with the right skills. Okay, so that's number one. We're going to talk about Intel and how they just announced that they are letting go 20% of their workforce, and even stable tech jobs like software engineering, they aren't safe. No job right now is safe. Now, being a correction officer, like Trisha said, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different. I think that may be a safe one because it seems like crime continues to go up in certain areas and correctional officers, they're needed. So that was a good one, Trisha. And the third topic that we're going to be speaking about is how everyone's signing up for TaskRabbit to stack income and what this means for you. Okay? That's the 3 topics that we're going to be talking about today. So let's get on to the first one. Let's break it down real quick for you guys. If you are in tech or you are thinking about it or you're trying to pivot into it, this is something that you guys need to hear. The most in-demand job candidates that you have in America right now, the most in-demand job candidates is AI researchers and engineers. That's the facts. The most in-demand job candidates in America right now are AI researchers and engineers. Recruiters are throwing 6-figure offers left and right for AI talent. You got a lot of people who are getting AI jobs, and you see it on Reddit, and they're making $350,000 plus sign-on bonuses and so forth. 1 out of every 4 tech job postings in 2025 is asking for AI skills. You got to have some sort of AI skills, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. You have to have some sort of AI skills, workflow automation. LinkedIn also says that AI roles are the fastest growing jobs for the last 3 years straight. So these are the facts. And then companies like Meta, they are literally spending billions to lock in top talent. I read an article that I'm going to share with you guys right now. Let me just jump over to my screen. Um, you will see that. Let me get to my screen real quick. Let me go to the screen share. Check this out, guys. Meta. Oh, let me get rid of this ad. God darn it. Meta is spending billion on AI talent, but will it pay off? So Mark Zuckerberg is giving AI engineers $100 million signing bonuses to jump ship from OpenAI over to Meta. That's insane. Meta paid more than $14 billion for 49% stake in Scale AI in mid-June, bringing the Wang on board as a part of the deal. So they went and hired one of the CEOs of an AI startup. They tried to buy the company, and one of the other co-founders said, "No, you can't buy the company." So they went and hired the other co-founder and paid him millions of dollars to come on in. So you see right here that AI is where it's at, and you have to get your skills up in AI. I wanted to share that with you guys because this is showing you that AI is here to stay. And not only that, if you're talented in it, if you have the skills, you're going to be able to make a lot of money and become a multi-millionaire. We're not talking about small money here. And you want to make that kind of money because here's the thing. You want to leverage that to build additional income streams. You have to do that. But here's the catch though. These folks who are getting hired, they usually have advanced degrees in machine learning or statistics, and they have years of experience under their belt. Now, that's not to say that if you're going to get into AI, you want to make this kind of money, you don't need to have a PhD to win in AI. But one of the things that you really need to do, though, is you have to understand the technology itself. You have to be somebody who is using it and showing some real impact, creating efficiencies, building real projects. If you can do that, you can be getting paid millions of dollars. I'm talking about millions of dollars. You go on Reddit right now and talk about, people who are building AI agents and so forth. You can be paid a lot of money. A matter of fact, my guy Patrick, who I had on probably last year, I paid him close to $6,000 to create me an AI agent that I haven't even used yet. Well, I mean, I use it, but I don't sit here and monitor it and stuff like that. But that's the level of pay that it requires, and it only took him about 3 to 4 weeks to complete the project. So $6,000 for an AI agent that I am using every once in a while, barely, but he made $6,000. Just imagine what companies are doing as well. They're spending that kind of money to gain efficiencies, and they're going to continue to spend that kind of money. But the issue, or what the promise is, and the opportunity is that that could be you on the other end. That could be you on the other hand. So now let's get into what's happening at Intel. I want to, this is going to be the main segment of the show. Intel, um, they're going to do a whole bunch of layoffs. And I got some TikTok videos where we're going to react to, including people who just got the news. So Intel, yep, the chip company that used to be one of the coolest companies out there. You used to see Intel on just about every single laptop. Intel was dope in the past, but now they just announced that they're cutting 20% of their workforce. Let's jump into it right now.
Holy crap, what's going on at Intel? 21,000 workers are being laid off this week, and this is in addition to the 15,000 people that were already cut last August. It's mass chaos at Intel right now, and it's all due to cost-cutting measures by a new CEO. And this is the architect, Lip Bhutan, who is the new CEO of Intel. He's only been there for a month, and he's already completely gutting the workforce. Now, he infamously had a major fallout in the board meetings last year. He's actually sat on the board of directors last year and had a major fallout. He was trying to get them to lean the workforce out at that point in time, and he ended up actually leaving the board. What ended up happening afterward is the previous CEO ended up reducing the workforce by 15,000 people back in August. Somehow he makes it back into the organization as a CEO. His first move is to eliminate 21,000 people. Now, this comes at a time when companies like TSMC and NVIDIA, major chip manufacturers, are doubling down on their manufacturing capabilities. They've announced major investments in infrastructure. Intel has been struggling. They've been struggling to keep up, and this action obviously plays right in line with it. It's not just that, they're also divesting major business units. And this is just a sign of a company that has lost its identity and is clearly in crisis. And I think this has to do with adapting to the more modern AI world. Intel has clearly fallen behind their competitors. And I can only imagine how uncomfortable it must be for Intel workers to go into work today as layoff survivors.
Guys, you heard it. You heard it. New CEO, one of the first moves that he makes is to lay off 21,000. He was part of the board originally, and he said that Intel was a big company, over 80,000 employees. And he said they needed to reduce the workforce. He was pushed out of the board. They were like, "Nah, we don't think we need to do that." A lot of people wasn't in favor of it. He felt like their strategy was bad, so they went and hired a new CEO. That CEO lasted for a couple years, but he let go of 15,000. Now he comes in knowing that the company is struggling. I'm talking about struggling real bad. And he's saying that, you know what, let's get rid of 22,000 people. We need to reduce the expenses. We need to somehow maintain profitability. Right now, we're losing money. We're behind the ball. We have so many companies like NVIDIA out there. You have so many companies like TSMC who are in the chip game, AMD and so forth, who are in the chip game that are thriving at this point in time. Those stocks, NVIDIA stocks is up through the roof. Intel stock is terrible right now. And Intel used to be the key player. But what it tells you is this, guys. People who are slow to adapt are going to get left behind. And companies that are slow to adapt are going to get left behind. And it's really because of AI. If you think about it, if you're sitting here on the sideline right now and listening to this and thinking that you're not going to have to adapt to AI and using it and thinking that you're going to have a job for the rest of your life and you're going to be employable and you're still going to leverage those skills and you're like, I still got the same skills and it's okay. You know what? I'm the top dog at my company and I don't need to use this AI stuff. Just wait and see. You're going to be just like Intel, struggling because there's going to be other competition that comes up, leverages the two, catch wind, catch fire, and they're going to outpace you at a speed. And what you're going to see, you're going to end up dying. You're going to end up falling off. You're going to end up getting fired. You're going to end up getting laid off. And that's what you're seeing by a lot of people today as well. Is they're struggling just like Intel is because they are not adapting. And that's the thing about Intel. They just failed to adapt because they had the massive brand. They said, this is the way we're going to do it. They thought that they had the market share. And they didn't think that anybody was going to rebel against them. And they didn't think there was going to be many competitors that was going to be able to take their market share like NVIDIA did and AMD and TSMC. So now they're in a bad state at this point in time. So not only are they laying these 20 something thousand people off, part of those layoffs is I didn't know this, but Intel has um chips inside of cars. They have processors that are inside of American vehicles. You're talking about hundreds of millions of vehicles that are out there have Intel chips in them. They're shutting down the automotive industry. They're shutting down the automotive plant. They're shutting down the automotive arm within Intel. That's what they're doing right now too. So of course there's going to be tons of layoffs that are going to be going on. But he just basically summed it up for you. Now we're going to get into individuals who heard the news.
It's got to be pretty brutal.
Job has been eliminated. This means you're being laid off effective immediately. You can keep you can keep your laptop, any related IT equipment. If you receive the monitor, a keyboard, or any Bluetooth sort of things from friends, you can keep those things. Should you accept the terms of this separation agreement?
Yeah, I will say it's kind of I guess I don't have any questions. It's really a bummer, and honestly, I'm gonna miss everybody. And I will say sorry, I'm sure you had to see this all day.
What?
I said I'm sure you had to see people cry all day, or you will see. I don't know. Yeah, Range definitely has been the best company I've ever worked for. And I just want to let y'all know that before this company, I was at such a toxic place in a toxic company, and I just kind of gave up on startups and thought they all would be that way. But Fringe has proven to be so different. So I just wanted to acknowledge that I understand. Y'all have to do what's best for y'all, and y'all are really a great company and just so genuine. So, yeah.
Thank you for
everybody.
Yeah. And you've been enjoying a workplace and a great employee, and I know you'll be very significantly invested by a lot of people. So,
you see, She's a young lady who works hard, and they had to ultimately let her go. They had to ultimately let her go, and she's in tears right now. And it sucks to be in a state like this. I mean, like I feel for her, right? And she recorded it, and she's out there on TikTok, right? And she's going to land another job. She's definitely going to land another job. But this is why it's important to have additional income streams as well, because you don't know when this is coming. This could be coming to you tomorrow. This could be coming to you in 2 years from now. This could be coming a couple months from now, and you have no idea when it's going to happen to you. You have no idea. And now, she took it in stride. She was like, this is the best company that she's ever worked for. This was the best company that she's ever worked for. And she said that, the previous job that she was in was toxic. So now, she's worked for a good company and did some good work, but the ultimately had to lay her off. And she's going to bounce back. But it's important, guys, because if you are not using your current income to build additional income streams, you are going to be in a situation that is really, really bad in the near future. You don't want to put yourself at risk. I almost look at it this way. You know how insurance, like life insurance, is important and health insurance is important? In this kind of economy, having multiple streams of income is just like insurance. I'll put it just as simple as that. Having multiple streams of income is just like insurance because you don't know what's going to happen. And you want to make sure that you just aren't in survival mode and have to go out there and take anything because you need to make money. And you're going to lose your house and you're going to lose your car and you're going to lose your wife or your kids. You don't want to be in that kind of a situation. Let's move on to the next one.
Well, thank you so much. And honestly, this is a pretty generous package. Like y'all could have done nothing, but you tried. Like y'all chose to do something. So that speaks volumes for it all. So thank you.
I love it. I love that she said, best company that she's ever worked for. You never know. I mean, like just from having this on TikTok like this, she's going to probably get rehired by somebody who's working for that company again in the near future. Okay. So let's move on to this next one right here. This is one that really touched me here because you see a wife who's looking out of the window at a husband who has some food. He's not eating, has his head down, um, has a little drink on the table, just staring out in the backyard, just needs some time and needs some space. That's tough, man. That is absolutely tough. I mean, you can see the defeat on him. You can see the stress on his back. You can see that he's worried and he's thinking about, what his next moves are going to be. He needs this time to think about this sort of stuff. But darn, wouldn't it be good if he had something else on the side? Wouldn't it be good if he didn't have to worry about where his next paycheck is going to come from? Wouldn't it be good if he knew that he was, going to get another, couple $1,000s in a couple weeks or a couple days? Do you think that that level of stress would be on him at this point in time? No, it would not. It would not at all. And he's a good man. He's taking care of the family. His wife is looking at him, and you can definitely tell he works hard. But this is the situation that you find yourself in when when you don't have that level of insurance. When you don't have that level of insurance, it's important to have that level of insurance, guys. I'm telling you right now, his spirit is deflated, and he wasn't prepared for it. Probably was on the job for 17, 18 years. You can definitely tell he's middle aged, and AI replaced him, or whatever the company says, whatever the company decides is the situation. The company isn't doing good. That's just what it is. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, this one was right here was really tough because she was in an emotional state and she decided she wanted to share that with people online, and it's tough. I'm like, you saw the crash out. You go through a range of emotions when this happens to you. You don't know how you're feeling. You don't know why it happened. You think something is up to you. You don't know. I mean, she looks like she's from a different country, and she, spent 12 years working at this company, and all of a sudden, those 12 years are gone. She doesn't know if she has to go back home to a different country. She doesn't know. She's stuck. Now she has to figure it out. It is tough when you're in these kind of situations. This is what people have to go through on a daily basis in 2025. And I think this is the norm, guys. I think this is the norm. So if you aren't skilling up, if you aren't linking, uh, uh, building your connections, building those resources, getting the coaching that you need, continue to put your foot forward towards advancing in your career and advancing the network that you have and advancing the skills that you have, it's only a matter of time. And I don't want to say this to make you guys, you know, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here. But I'm in this space. And I can tell you right now, nobody talks about the impact that it actually makes. The business does not talk about the impact that it makes. When we sell technology that replaces the workforce, the business doesn't think about John. The business doesn't think about Chuck. The business doesn't think about Ant Dog. The business doesn't think about Damien. The business thinks about, okay, wow, this technology can save us $300,000 in a year. Oh, wow, that's going to make our bottom line look a lot better. Then they have to go out there and say, okay, well, this is the savings that it's going to give us. Well, who does this have to hurt? And then management have to make that decision. And you could be somebody who's loyal, who's been with the company for a long time, but at the end of the day, as my guy Orlando says, these companies aren't loyal. These companies are not loyal. You can be loyal all you want to, but you'll find out that the companies aren't loyal. You can go to your boss's picnic, you can go to their birthday, they can know your family's name, your husband, your wife. But when it comes down to decisions that need to be made, it may not be your boss making that decision. It could be the entire department that's gone, which what you see at Intel. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, TikTok. I was let go today. I was part of the Doge effort, so I am on the free market. I'm looking for assistance to try to get this particular side of my life started. So, like, share this video with any of your friends who need artificial intelligence engineers or system architects, folks who have a high level of knowledge to be able to accomplish the goals that they've been looking for. I've had plenty of people reach out to my messages, ask if I was willing to take up projects. I was not able to do it up to this time. I am available now. If you are interested and you need somebody who specializes in AI to assist, please visit my bio, connect with me on LinkedIn. You can set up an appointment immediately in my Calendly. You can connect with me on any of the platforms socially if you want. Send me a DM as well. Let's see if TikTok can help out. Thanks, guys.
I love the fact that he's sharing what he's good at, his skill sets. And he's a senior engineer. And senior engineers, they're laid off as well. They're laid off as well. I mean, that's the thing. And he has AI skills, right? So you can have the right level of skills, but your company may not be doing good. Or you could be part of a rift because of efficiency and cost cutting. It happens every single day. On the news, in the news, you look at the Wall Street Journal, you look at Business Week, you look at any of the articles or the news articles that are sent just about every single day that I get every single day, or on Reddit or Facebook or TikTok, you're going to see these videos pop up. You're going to see the articles pop up. And it's typically getting rid of higher earning individuals. And you can have skills in AI, but it could be just the situation that you're in. It could not. It may not even be you. I mean, in this situation, doesn't seem like it was this guy at all. But he's the one who now is unemployed. And what he's doing now that I love though is that he's leveraging the skills that he has to go out there and help individuals. Right? He's talking about, hey, you know what? Before, I didn't have time for a lot of the projects. I didn't have time for, the consulting. Now I have time to do it. Well, what he's going to realize right now, just since he has time to do it, is that that's what he should have been doing. That's what he should have been doing. He should have been leveraging his 9 to 5 to learn how to. It's your test case. It's where you go. It's your playground. It's where you go to focus to learn. It's your training ground so that you can build something on your own, so that you can work something on your own, so that you can take as much time, 20 something years, 10 years, whatever it is, to build something on your own. And that's what he's going to have to do right now. And I guarantee you, he's going to have a lot of success. And he's going to look back at this video that he made and say, God darn it, I wish I would have did that a long time ago. I wish I would have did that a long time ago. And he's going to be making a whole bunch of money because he has future in AI. And he may get picked up fast because of his talent and because of his knowledge. He has skills in AI and machine learning. So I don't see this guy being out of work for a long time at all. Let's move on to the next one.
We just got devastating news at Intel. Intel will be laying off 15 to 20% of their factory workers. You're talking about more than 10,000 jobs gone. But that's just the beginning. What people aren't really talking about is over 170 companies across the country, many of them in tech, are expected to lay off numerous employees. We're talking about tens of thousands of employees across the country. The economy is already struggling. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people struggling every day just to make ends meet. And now with all these layoffs, which are starting to spread across the country, it means many, many people aren't going to be able to afford just basic living. Because right now, as we're talking right now, 12 to 15% of all homes financed through FHA are behind on their payments. Like and follow for more. The layoffs are going to keep coming, and I'll report them right here.
You heard it. You heard it, guys. You heard it. That's what's going on at Intel. Look, I'll say this. Intel is getting beat by AMD. They're getting beat by Nvidia. They're getting beat by ARM Holding. They're getting beat by TSMC. And they're missing the AI boat. That's where Nvidia is dominating at this point in time. Now, when a company that big as Intel starts cutting that deep, you're talking about 15,000 jobs initially. Now it's 20-something thousand jobs. Then it's 10,000 jobs. It's not just trimming fat, guys. They're fighting for survival. Intel has been a company that's been around, is a company that's been around for a very, very long time. I'm talking about over 60 years. They're fighting for survival right now. And look, guys, I feel for everyone that's going through this. Losing your job is never ever easy, especially when you thought that you were at a stable company like Intel. It's been around for a very long time. Oh, this can't happen to Intel. This can't happen to some of the other companies that have been out there for a long time. But this is exactly why you can't depend on one paycheck anymore. This is why you need multiple income streams. This is why you do it. So while some people are making bank in AI and making a whole bunch of money, you're talking about $100 million bonuses and sign-on bonuses that Meta is offering them, the leave OpenAI. Others are getting cut, and they're getting cut, and they're getting cut, and it hurts. And that's where the reality comes in at. We're living right now in a state of the economy where it's really about skills and the people that you know. And if you aren't somebody who is doing something on top of your main source of income, you are getting left behind. I think I read a stat that said that the majority of people at this point in time, the majority of people who are employed have something on the side. I don't know. I forgot where I read that stat at. Matter of fact, it was in a TaskRabbit, and I'll read it to you guys in a second when I get to it, when we go over that segment. But I read a stat that said, I think it was 47% or close to it or more than had something else on the side. So people who have one stream of income, they are the people that's behind. These are the individuals who are like Intel. They think that one source of income is all you need. That's what they think. That's not the reality of it anymore. Let's go to the chats real quick. Lil Ernest says, it's 5 months left in this year, and it feels like the year just started. Now is a bad time not to be employed. You always need multiple skill sets to survive. Absolutely, man. IT Words, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Chuck says GRC will remain in demand. You are absolutely right about that. GRC will be in demand, but the companies who, you know what? You think about a company like Intel. I mean, they could be laying off some of their GRC people, but GRC will be in demand. You're absolutely right. It's a cybersecurity profession, and cybersecurity is going to continue to be needed. And I love that you said that. Machine says, I live in LA and making 150K a year, and here is literally borderline homeless. Wow, 150,000. You need to move from out of LA, man. LA is expensive. I know you got that good weather, but God, dog, if you're $150,000, is it, taking you very far in LA? And it sounds like it's not. Then man, you need to move from out of LA. And I know it's easier said than done, but getting out of your GPT, or you can even ask Chat GPT how to build an agent, Ant Dog. But how specialized is it for me? All right, I'll tell you exactly what it does for me. Okay. It goes through my YouTube comments, and it actually provides answers to my YouTube comments in my name. Okay. That's one of the things that I have it as a task. It also um, uses RSS to source articles from Business Insider, Wall Street Journal, and Business Week, and really search for the articles that is around things on careers in technology that I like, and then it sends those articles to me, but it sends it summarized in my voice, Ant Dog. So that's part of what that agent does for me. Now, does it do it really good? I still got to log in and do a whole bunch of stuff. It does a lot of the work. It does a lot of the work for me, man. And not only that, what it also does is I have a video editor from the Philippines. Her name is Christine. And Christine posts on, we use a project management tool called Asana to, collaborate with each other on for the video scripts that she creates for me. And basically what it does is it takes her scripts and it adds more to it. So she may create a script that is, let's say, 9 minutes long for a 9-minute video. I will have that agent go into that script and then add a lot more information to it so that it is a 19-20 minute video. That's what it also does, Ant Dog. So AI agents can do a lot of stuff, guys. It is one of those tools that can make your production and your workflows very, very effective, very, very efficient, and they're valuable. So that's what I have it doing for me, Ant Dog, just to give you a heads up on what it's doing for me. Hope that answers your question, my man. But guys, let's move on to the next subject here. We got to move on to the next one. Whew. Boy, oh boy. People are getting laid off. Oh, people like this. People are making millions. Then you got some people being laid off. Okay. Now the people that are laid off and people who aren't laid off, people who are, in some instances waiting their time, right? What is it that you can be doing to make additional income? So now we're going to talk about what people are doing about making additional income. Because while Intel is laying people off, TaskRabbit is getting flooded with a whole bunch of applications. And I've got some TikTok videos showing y'all exactly what people are making on the platform TaskRabbit. And this is right. You're talking about full-time workers. You're talking about college grads. You're talking about folks with careers. They're signing up to hang shelves, to mount TVs, to clean out refrigerators, to clean out garages, all the stuff that we need done around the house, but we don't have time to do it. People are signing up for it on TaskRabbit and they're making money. So TaskRabbit CEO just said that they're seeing 15 to 20% more applications year over year. Let's move on to the first reaction video on TaskRabbit to get you guys a better understanding of what it is and what people can actually make so that you guys have a better understanding on it. Let's move on to the first video.
Today is like day 3 of tasking. Yesterday, it wasn't that bad. We did pretty good. I cleaned somebody's house for actually their kitchen for 4 hours and 15 minutes. I deep cleaned the heck out of that. I'm talking about the oven was black and I made it freaking just shiny. The fridge was the most just dirtiest, hairiest thing ever. Cleaned it pretty good, to factory standard, factory reset. So I charged her five hours worth. So I made 125 there. I went somewhere else and helped somebody organize their shed. Pretty good. Before and after was pretty good, pretty good. And this super cool guy in the army. We was just chatting the whole time. I charged him $50 for 2 hours. And then he gave me $7.75. Yesterday was a smooth $182.75. Not bad.
I just finished my first job as a personal assistant on TaskRabbit, and this is how it went. Starting off, for those of you who don't know what TaskRabbit is, it's a freelance app so that you're able to make additional income. I love it because you're able to set your own rates and hours, as well as list what you're comfortable doing and what you're not. So for jobs, there's things like mounting and moving or cleaning, if that's what you want to do. For me, I chose personal assisting. That's something I've been trying to get into for a while now, and I felt like TaskRabbit was a great place to build my clientele. In my personal ad, I listed things I was comfortable doing, things like errand running, appointment setting, cooking, things like that. I also listed some of my professional experience and how it correlated to the role. I did want to mention that TaskRabbit does have a $20 starting fee. For those trying to sign up, it's not free like other freelance apps, which had me a little hesitant at first, but I'm glad I did it. Sometimes you got to pay to play, and $20 is nothing really. They do run a background check on you, which takes about 3 days to go through. I'm guessing that's where the $20 fee comes in to cover that. So after I was approved, I was able to start listing my 3 jobs of choice. Kind of have a niche. Don't list everything you're willing to do, or else you're going to have issues with your acceptance rate. If some days you're cleaning and some days you're mounting and some days you don't feel like doing yard work, just do 2 or 3 things. Keep it simple. I also like how they have an average price set for your area and things like that. Common prices, mine was $21. I set mine for $23 just due to my experience. I do have my master's degree. I do have experience in a lot of things. I live in California as well. If you live in a cheaper state, you're definitely not going to be able to charge $20 an hour. So do your research. It took me about a week for my first job to come through. Honestly, I was losing hope a little, but it came through. It made a super weird sound, so that was cool. But it was a gig for a older woman who needed some help with learning her iPad and doing light work around her house. Simple tasks. It was great. So I worked for 4.5 hours, 1:30 to 6. I made $103 and some change. It was really easy work, and honestly, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I really do hope that they book me again. And it's a really great way to just make money. If you want extra money, I like to stay busy. So yeah, do it. It doesn't put crazy mileage on your car. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll try and, go into what I can. But yeah, that's it. Bye.
So check it out. TaskRabbit itself growing. And here's the thing what TaskRabbit helps with. It helps with people who need jobs done and they need them done fast. Okay? You had this gentleman who was before her. He basically helped somebody clean out their refrigerator, helped somebody clean out their shed, somebody from the military, right? It is helping you to build your network as well too, because these people are probably going to say, "Oh man, I remember," especially if you do a pretty good job, right? And he said he did a really good job cleaning the stove and the refrigerator out, and cleaning the shed up, and he showed the pictures. If you do that, they're going to refer you to somebody else. Next thing you know, they're going to say, "Okay, well, what else can you do?" And if you have a education like this young lady does, you could be doing a whole bunch of stuff, scheduling meetings, cleaning the house on a normal basis. You have no idea. And some of these people who you're booking, they're rich. I mean, they're baby boomers. They're baby boomers. They need help with their iPad. They need help with learning how to use their Android phone because their kids aren't around or their kids are in some other state. But this is the type of work that you can be doing on the side and making $20 to $25 an hour or more in such a short amount of time. Or this is the kind of stuff that you can do on the weekends if you want to save a little bit more for yourself. If you want to, need additional money for gas, if you need some additional money for that car that you want to buy, or whatever it is to pay off debt. This is the type of stuff that you can be doing. This is multiple streams of income. Then not only that, this also helps you to build skills, especially if you do it in the, line of you're a virtual assistant or you are a type of person that can, help answer emails. This is helping you to build a business and testing it on other people. This is what it's doing. It's helping you to learn in full-time motion, in real motion with real clients. It's giving you access to people who need your skill set. Sign up for TaskRabbit if you're looking to make additional money. If your paycheck isn't stretching. W-2 income right now isn't stretching like it used to. Groceries are up. Rent is up. Childcare continues to go up. Gas is at a pretty decent state right now because of the president. But everything's high. And isn't going to get any cheaper, in my opinion. So folks are clocking out of work and then they're clocking in again on TaskRabbit. And that's the new hustle, guys. That's the new hustle.
If you need to make $500 this month, here are 3 ways that people are actually doing it. The first thing I would personally choose is pet sitting. You can get on Rover or Wag, make $50 to $100 a weekend, and rack that money up real quick because everyone needs pet sitting, especially in the summer where people are actually traveling out. This is peak season to start pet sitting. Now, the second one, I actually know someone who made 6 figures doing this last year. I was shocked when they told me this. They spent I think $5,000 on having to repair their car because they're driving it, but their car is fine. There's nothing wrong with the car, but they made 6 figures. Yes. DoorDash, Uber delivery. Those are the 2 that I know in SoCal are not as waitlisted right now. Instacart is another one, but that one's usually waitlisted. Doesn't mean you shouldn't check. Spark through Walmart, Amazon delivery. People are making real money off of this. And think about it. If you're someone who during the day you really don't know what to do, you just watch TV, put a TV show on your cell phone, bring your little external charger so your phone doesn't die, and be outside. That also keeps you from eating all day long. And the third one, I think no one even thinks about gig sites like TaskRabbit or the Nextdoor app help people with things that they can't do. I'm actually going to have someone come and help me do stuff that I just don't want to do, like putting up shelving in my closet. Doing your laundry. There's people who are elderly that just don't have the facilities to do things. It could be as simple as coming and doing someone's dishes, building furniture, helping someone move, hanging photos. Like I'm literally thinking about all the things around my house that I need to get done. Like I want to get a new shower head put up. And I just don't do that type of stuff. I know people are going to be like, you can do that yourself. I'm not that person who does that stuff. I don't. Just to be honest, I don't. I don't like it at all.
So you see that there's so much that you can do in order for you to make some money. There's no excuses anymore why you can't make any money on the side. There's no excuses why you don't have a job. There's no excuses why you're poor. There's no excuses why you're still on Section 8. There's no excuses why you're still on WIC and whatever the food stamp program that we were just talking about a couple months ago. There's no excuses at all. You have programs like TaskRabbit that can help you out and get yourself a new side hustle. You can help other people out. You can, meet other people and work for them. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. She said pet sitting, especially in the summertime. I have a mother-in-law. She needs people to help with pets every once in a while. She has one person, but there's times where her life would be a lot more flexible if she had somebody who can full-time pet sitter for her. That would be awesome. Right? I mean, these are the types of things that people really need. And as the older generation continues to get old, they're going to need more and more of this. As we continue to get old and make more money, we're going to want to outsource all the things that we don't want to do. Lawn work, right? Dishes, laundry. Nobody wants to do that once you get to a certain point in money. You start earning a lot of money, right? Your time, you want to buy back your time. And a lot of you guys are probably going to say, oh, that's being lazy. It's not being lazy. It's really being responsible for your time and not letting anybody else, not letting work that is non-productive and not adding to you making a lot more money, letting it go, letting other people do it because you're worth more at that point in time. So you see that there's so many other types of jobs that you can do, from pet sitting to DoorDash to TaskRabbit, All this is out there, which is creating the gig economy. That is the state that we're in right now. And something that Professor Blackout said last week, because we've been talking about unemployment numbers and we've been hearing so much about these layoffs, but yet the unemployment numbers are still low. 4.1%, 4.3%, which is telling us that it's still a good economy, right? There's no recession. That's what it's telling us, right? And we question if the numbers are accurate because we're seeing so many of these layoff videos. We're seeing tech continue to lay people off, right? So if you're seeing it that way, is it the reality of it? Well, Professor Black Ops said, well, Antoine, you know, when you have sites like TaskRabbit, you have all these gig sites that exist out there where people are freelancing and doing work. Um, no, the economy is in a good shape. The economy is in really good shape because people have figured it out. They're doing freelance work. They have additional side hustles. They're making the money in order for them to survive. It's out there. That's what it's saying. That's what I'm hearing, guys. I don't know about what you guys are hearing, but you guys let me know. That's what I'm hearing. And she just gave you guys multiple side hustles that you can do. Hanging up shower heads, right? She don't want to hang up a shower head. Shower heads are it can be complex depending on how savvy you are. But she doesn't want to do that kind of work. Hanging shelves in the house, ironing, laundry, folding. I was, in my younger years when I was living by myself, one of the things that I always loved to do was I didn't mind doing the dishes, I didn't mind cleaning the floors, and I didn't mind doing my own laundry. I hated folding my laundry. I hated folding my laundry. Folding laundry, the worst. When we moved to Malaysia, we were blessed to have, in-service help, right? Like in-house help. We had a nanny, and she did all that sort of stuff, right? And it was so cool. And then we moved back to the States. We couldn't afford a nanny because it was a little bit more expensive, especially when you moved to a state like California. And my wife had to do all that sort of stuff. But man, it would be very awesome if you didn't have to do any of that sort of stuff. Folding clothes, folding laundry, ironing, doing the dishes, all that sort of stuff. Get it off your plate. And that's what people are choosing to do. They're choosing to have people come in and do that kind of work for them. And that means that's more opportunity for you guys. And that also means that you have a job, which means that the unemployment number stays low.
I hire people to do that. If you're someone who has the facilities to do stuff like that, that's what you should be doing. Let's get this 500. Actually, I think I'm going to start a series because my friend who told me they made 6 figures on Instacart last year, I was like, for all the time I'm sitting around watching Zeus and Baddies and y'all, that I'm not rotting my brain. I just, something to relax. I could just be outside. Plus, I am not productive at home because my home is very comfortable. I have my TVs, I have my food, I have my couch. I love my couch. Like, I need to actually leave the house. So don't be surprised if you catch me on DoorDash or something so I can be outside taping content. You might see me tape some of these videos in the car because I need to get out of the house. My birthday is coming up. It's very soon. And I just don't want to gain any weight. And I have food. I have all the food I want here. It's all, it's all right there. So don't be surprised if you see me outside to keep me from eating. All I need is water in the gym. But let's get this money for real. Which one are you going to try first? Or if you're already doing one, what are you already doing? I want to know. I'm nosy. Put me on. Okay. Let's help each other. That's what I'm here for. And I'll talk to y'all later.
She brought up a very good point, guys. I'll put it like this. And I realize this as well too. When you are in the comforts of your own home, you're not outside, you're not out doing stuff, you gain a lot of weight. When you're just going to work, when you're coming home, you gain a lot of weight because we are comfortable here in the States. At least I am. You have as much alcohol as you want. You can have as much cigars. You have as much, access to anything that you want in the refrigerator. You have access to just about anything. So what do? You put it all in your mouth. You eat it, and you end up gaining a whole bunch of weight. And that's what I saw myself doing over the last 5 to 6 years. Started to look at myself like, God dang, like what happened? Well, it's because I was comfortable making a whole bunch of money and, not being outside and doing all the extra stuff. What's interesting is that when you're outside, especially with me taking on coaching roles with my kids, I'm outside more. I don't eat half as much as I used to. And I'm active, I'm busy. I'm talking to coaches. I'm out in the, in the streets getting coffee. Um, and what did you see? I mean, like since last December, no, since the previous December, over a year and a half, I probably lost 40 pounds because of just a lifestyle change. So she's absolutely right that if you are busy doing things, staying away from the refrigerator, you're not going to eat as much. You're going to look good. You're going to feel good. You may consider yourself to be a little bit more tired because you're hustling, but that's what you need. You need more steps. You need to be more active. You need the more sunshine. You need to see more people. And that's why companies are also wanting people to get back to the office. And it's helping. People are more productive in the office, or at least they say you are. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Let's move on to the next one.
How much money do you make on the average TaskRabbit job? Watch till the end to find out. This is a job I got hired for yesterday. They just needed help moving a couple of items from their old apartment into their new apartment.
Just got loaded up with the first batch right here.
I ended up taking 2 trips with the pickup truck, and in total, it took about 2 hours to get that whole job done. So 2 hours at $71 an hour, and they left me a $39.44 tip. The total comes out to $181.44 for about a little over 2 hours of work.
Guys, 2 hours of work, he made $180 something, guys. That's $90 an hour. $90 an hour that you can be getting paid to do work like this. That's more than most of you guys are getting paid at your current job today. That's the reality of it. That's more than some early engineers at tech companies are getting paid. That's what it is. He's making $90 an hour for 2 hours moving some furniture. That's not a bad job. That's not a bad side hustle.
These clients were super generous with their tip, and they actually left me a really nice review too that I really appreciated. Follow me for more tips and ways to make money.
Let me put you on real quick, okay? One of the easiest ways to survive in LA without stressing too much? Cleaning jobs. Yes, I said it. You can sign up on apps like Turno, Handy, or TaskRabbit and get booked for basic cleaning gigs, even without a company or a team. This job I did in this video paid me $120 in just 2 hours. Yep, that's $60 an hour to clean someone's fancy apartment or Airbnb. No equipment that is too much for you, just wipes, gloves, and vibes. And the best part, you pick your own schedule. So if you're between jobs, a student, a mom, or just need fast money, this side hustle is a real one, okay? This is how people are surviving out here. Apps and hustle. So don't sleep on cleaning jobs. You can make over $100 in a few hours, straight up. All right? Welcome to Survive LA with Uso, where we hustle smart.
All right, Machine, you said making $150,000 in LA is not a lot of money. You got your next side hustle right there. You can go and clean some houses. All you need is, a mop, some wipes, some gloves. You can do it. You can do it, Machine. You can make a lot more money. $60 an hour to clean some houses? Man, you can move some furniture for $90 an hour, Machine. Man, you can make a whole bunch of money, my man. You can make a bunch of money, Machine. Tell me you're gonna give this a shot, Machine. I want to know. On this next live stream, I want to know if you signed up for TaskRabbit. I want to know if you signed up for TaskRabbit. But y'all see this. While Intel employees are getting paint slips, TaskRabbit folks are stacking cash on the weekends, after work, they're getting to the money. I mean, the thing about TaskRabbit right now, though, is they do have a wait list. So they said the wait list is about anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks because they are getting so many requests. But you have Uber, you got Instacart. Those are the same types of programs that you can do. You just got to be ready to work. This is what it is. But the shift is happening right now, man. Traditional jobs, they're cutting people loose. The gig economy is exploding. You better get positioned. The gig economy is where you can start your own side hustle in your business as well and get some extra money. But if you're watching this and you're thinking, I need better than TaskRabbit money, that's exactly what I built my Patreon for. I just released 10 remote jobs, and I dropped it today, and I dropped one yesterday. And I do this every single week. Full time, real benefits, better income. Go ahead and tap in, sign into the Patreon, the Heights, guys, and you will get weekly source jobs that I find, that I come across, that people have sent over to me, and you can have access to them. Join the Patreon, be part of the community. It's a community that's growing, community that can help you get to the next level. We got Brother Damien who's in there that can help you with the project management. That's the area that you want to get into, data analytics, all that. Join the Patreon at the Heights. Check out the link in the description. But guys, let me tell you about this conversation that I had last week. And it brings most of this full circle for me. I was talking to a former coworker who I used to work with. And I worked with him in my customer success days. This guy, sharp, always raised everyone's game around him. I asked him a question. I said, Mark, man, how did you stay so focused every single day? I asked him that question because one of the things I remember about Mark is always professional, always knew the business, always wanted to know the business. You can definitely tell that he was going somewhere. And I basically say he was basically a machine, right? And you know when you admire somebody, you want to ask the questions, right? And I wanted to know what was his reason, because there were days that I came to work and I loved what I did, but there was days that I came and I didn't show up like Mark, right? And this was his answer. He said to me, the job was the distraction. That's what he said to me. That's why he had to stay sharp. He says, I needed to get everything off my plate so I could focus on what mattered most. And that was the work that began after he left work. And at first, I didn't get it. But then it clicked. He wasn't working late because he loved his job. He was working with purpose during the job so that he can protect his evenings. He had something bigger going on. He was building a business. He had a side hustle. He had multiple streams of income. And suddenly it hit me, because that's exactly where I've been, what I've been doing. It's the customer success, the sales transition was that moment. Realizing that I can sell, I can lead conversations, I can influence decisions. Fast forward to now, I'm in sales full time. But even that, it's part of a bigger picture. I treat my W-2 job, my 9 to 5, with the intention so that I can pour into my thing after hours, which is me showing up on this Monday right here, me building Black Heights, me building Elevate to the Unknown, me building Level Careers, me building Next Gen Heights, coaching people into better careers, helping others break into tech and take control of their future. My focus isn't just about being good at sales for the company that I work for. It's about buying back my time. My goal when I'm 50 years old is to be done and have, a remote business where I can do it from anywhere in the world. And by that time, my son and my daughter are in high school and I can coach them. That's my goal. And what you'll find is more and more people are treating their jobs like side hustles. And the real work starts when the laptop closes at 6 p.m. We don't talk about that enough. But I see it, I live it, and I'm not alone. Many of us are doing that exact same thing. Brother Damien is one of them. Brother Ken is another one. But listen, this isn't just about, broke people trying to get by. These are professionals. These are working people, people with steady jobs. They're not replacing their income. They're trying to stack income. And that right there, that's the shift. It's not, how do I survive? It's how do I stay ahead? You can't depend on one paycheck in this economy. You need multiple options. You need leverage. You think about Intel. People thought those jobs were solid for a number of years. People retired from Intel. People working at Intel for 40, 50, 60 years. It's a tech company. It's been established for a long time. It's been around forever. Now they're cutting 20% and shutting down an entire division. So if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're wondering if it matters, I want you guys to remember this. Your day job can fund your dreams if you stay focused and treat it like the launch pad that it really is. I read this book by Myron Golden, Trash Man, the Cash Man. And one of the things that I took away from that book was your W-2 job is your funnel into other income streams. Started off for me with the real estate. From the real estate, it started off to Black Heights. From Black Heights, it's to Level Careers. From Level Careers, it's to wherever else that I'm going to make it, the coaching business. Right? That's what it should be for the majority of us. That's what it should be for the majority of us. Guys, and this is exactly why I created my Patreon as well. Every week I drop legit remote jobs so you don't have to waste, a whole bunch of hours digging. One of the things that I realize is that, man, people spend a lot of time looking for jobs. Well, if I can send you about 10 different job leads that are in your area or in your level, in your profession that I source from the last 24 hours, isn't that a benefit? So if you're watching this and feeling, the pressure and you're sick of scrolling, guys, go ahead and join the Patreon. Go ahead and join the Patreon. It's only $5.99 a month. Go ahead and join it. You got some really good people in there as well, too. But some of the jobs that I dropped today was a remote tech sales jobs paying $120,000 base plus commission. A customer success manager job at an AI startup, $105,000 a year. Enterprise SDR, cybersecurity, paying $90,000 a year, but the bonus structure. The link is in the chat of this video right here. Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. This is the new norm. This is the new norm, and I'm gonna tell you like this too. Don't wait until it's too late. Here's a part that most people don't realize. Just because you want to pick up a side hustle doesn't mean that you can. That's another thing that you can't realize is you got to realize as well. Build your stack while you have control, not when you're in survival mode. Okay? So do it while you have the income coming in. Don't do it when, your legs have been chopped up under you. Because it's gonna be hard for you to do it at that point in time. It takes time, it takes years, it takes curiosity, it takes a lot of effort. But if you take the step every single day and put in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours on the weekend, treat it like grad school, you will be making a whole bunch of money. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Machine says facts. Glenn says they are definitely laying off us black people first. Glenn, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. If you think it's a color thing, you you wrong. You are wrong. I'm gonna tell you like this, Glenn. You are wrong. From where I sit, it is not a color thing. From where I sit, there's a whole bunch more people that ain't black, especially if you're in the tech space, because there's not many of us in there that are being laid off. Of those 20,000, what percentage do you think is black? I would probably say maybe 2%. So that already tells you the numbers already, Glenn, and what you're saying is not accurate. Okay? Trisha, improving your quality of life is the same as the destitute individuals surviving. Yes, man. Improving your quality of life is the same as destitute individuals surviving. Yes, that's true. That's true. Ant Dog, I can be that tech guy that installed programs on these old folks' CPUs. You can. Some years ago when me and my mom, or me and my wife, I said my mom, but me and my wife started dating, um, you know, and being introduced to the family and so forth. And, they all knew that I'm in IT and tech and all this other stuff and software. Man, that's all people used to want. Antoine, can you set up this phone? Anton, can you help set up this iPad? Can you help set up this TV? My father-in-law knew me, and that's what he did. He asked me for about all that sort of stuff all the freaking time, and I loved it. I loved it. I love it. But a machine says skills run the board, not race. Also, being personable is natural. It's true. It's true. It has nothing to do with race at all. If you are somebody who's skilled and you can do the job and you are effective and you are likable and you show up, race has nothing to do with it. And this is coming from somebody who's lived all over the world, right? I thought at one point in time that it had something to do with race too. And then I looked back at my influences and I looked at, my situation, my own unique situation, not what the media tried to tell me. And I will tell you like this: I've been helped by more people that weren't of the same race. I was promoted by more people that wasn't of the same race. So it's interesting that people come up with that sort of perspective, Glenn, a lot of the times, because it's not true in a lot of people's situation. Now, your situation could be completely different, but I want you to take your own experiences and can you really say that? I have my own experiences. I can really say it, right? You know what I mean? And I'm in the tech space. I see it. I know the people who are in tech. I know when layoffs have happened. And I know there's been some people that's been laid off that have had the same color. There's some people who have not been laid off. The majority of people, I can tell you like this, it ain't us. It ain't us. Anyway, we can have that conversation all day, any day. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show today. Again, I'm in Wisconsin, and hopefully you guys are going to get yourself a side hustle or an income stream or additional income streams. If you guys need any coaching, guys, go ahead and sign up for a coaching session with me, www.blkheights.com. Nominal fee for you to talk to me for a good 30 to 45 minutes or an hour, because I typically give people more than 30 minutes when they sign up with me. And we'll have that conversation to discuss the strategy, discuss what you want to go in your career, discuss the steps that you need to take to launch wherever you need to go. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Until next